what does it mean when we say we'll give you the principles, but not the practices? Our chiropractic team have recently returned from the Innate seminar in the Gold Coast, which we absolutely loved, and I'm sure many of you have heard a lot about from our emails. And it got us really inspired and it got us thinking. One of our big goals and our big focuses as a team is to offer the world's best chiropractic experience. So how can we continue to do that while sticking in our lane? For some people, it's very easy to get distracted and focus on all sorts of other things that are going around, all sorts of buzz topics and health practices and whatnot. And I'm sure most of them are very important and will support our health. However, in order for you to get the best results for your long-term family care, we know that we have to stick with chiropractic, we have to offer it, and we have to offer it really, really well. So it brings us back to the principles and not the practices. Although, as a team, we are very passionate about health, collectively and individually. So we all know a number of health practices that are really supportive of the body. We know certain lifestyles, we know certain foods, we know things that we may avoid or minimize, and we know how to help ourselves to recover naturally. This approach here is what drives the success and the results of your chiropractic care, because with all of that in mind, we're coming back to the nervous system and how can we allow your nervous system to maximize its resilience and maximize its adaptability so through all ways of life, your body can continually heal. The reason it does that is because we're all born with an inborn ability to heal ourselves, heal our bodies, to regulate ourselves. And by regulate, I mean all of the different rhythms and functions we have. So think about your respiratory cycles and systems, your reproductive systems, your digestive, your immune, your cognitive. All of those parts of the body are under control and coordination of the nervous system. And so when you work with the nervous system, you keep it clear, you keep it balanced, and you keep it well adjusted. Everything else in your body is given essentially a boost and is given a strong foundation to build upon to express health naturally. We also know that a lot of people ask us for more. They want to know, what else can I do at home? What else can I do with my kids, with my family, with my partner? How can I be as healthy as possible? And that stuff is so cool because we really do celebrate it around here and we live it as best we can ourselves. However, we also know to tell you exactly what to do is simply futile because that's not an empowered or an educated approach to health. And if you don't have the option of doing what we suggested, or if it's maybe not appropriate in the setting or where you live or how to bring it about, then it essentially falls on deaf ears, right? And it doesn't happen. But if you have the ideas and the understanding behind why you do what you do and why we do what we do, then it is much easier to make decisions for yourself about what works for you. That's the power of the principles over the practices. So we're constantly educating and acknowledging about how the body heals, about what may get in the way in terms of stressors. And we know that those can be physical, such as our posture, our positions we assume day in and day out in our work and lifestyle, the sports we play, any injuries we may have had. Another stressor is chemical. So what goes into our bodies, food, medications maybe, drinks, and what goes onto our bodies. So think about the body products you use. Also the air we breathe. Then there's mental and emotional stressors, and most of us don't need too much explanation as to what that could entail. But it could be nerves when you are about to give a presentation or a performance. It could be relationship or friendship dynamics. And it could be the stress of a busy day-to-day lifestyle constantly pulling on you. All of these types of things come together to essentially create parts of the normal human experience, right? We're constantly exposed to different stressors and demands in our life. And for the most part, they're not a bad thing. It's more about how resilient, how adaptable we are on the inside to be able to handle those, to adapt to them, to come through them, and to still rise with health on the other side. So if we're acknowledging all the different stressors that might be at play in our day-to-day worlds, and we don't need to list them out, but if we just have an awareness of, does this support me? Does this hinder me? Is this negotiable? Is this not? Could I minimize this? Or if not, could I maximize my resiliency to it? With all of that in mind, it is much easier to make health-informed choices in our day-to-day lives. Easy examples are movement. We know movement is excellent for us. We know healthy food is excellent for us. And so we might do a bit of research into what would work best for our particular bodies or our particular needs. We find when, as a chiropractic team, we stick in our lane and we focus on maximizing your nervous system, on helping you to understand how you can take that foundation out into your daily life and to build upon it, then we really see the chiropractic lifestyle come to fruition. And a lot of us, we learn from you as much as you learn from us, because a lot of our people coming for care here are really passionate about their own health and well-being and that of their family. So it's really cool to be able to share ideas, have these open discussions, and know that it all centers around a well-adjusted nervous system. Minimizing stresses in your day-to-day life is always going to be a matter of personal choice. Maximizing adaptability will always be a matter of chiropractic care. So that's where we come in. We are absolutely honored and just love supporting all of you and your family, to experience the benefits of a well-adjusted nerve system. And you get to choose how far you go with that in terms of living the chiropractic lifestyle.